All right, welcome everybody. Hello, so grateful to be here. For those of you tracking time, it's December 27th. We are at the cusp of the end of 2025, and this lesson will be timeless. So no matter when you hear it, then it will be helpful anyway, the theme we're going to work with today. But I feel it's especially appropriate this time of year, at the end of a calendar year where we sometimes look back at the year and how it was for us, or look forward to what we want to build. And it can create a little restlessness, okay, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of all the things I wanted to do and I didn't get done, or all the things I look forward to that I want to accomplish, right? In this sense of sometimes not having enough time for everything, or wanting to rush things, or a little bit of not regret, but kind of sometimes of, oh, I wish more was accomplished, or setting up a long list of resolutions and all the things I want to push through into the next year. And that can create a little bit of an unset, unrest, and the opposite of peace. So today, as we get together for class, I wanted to welcome the idea of finding peace in the body and allowing that state of peace and calm, almost like when the snow just fell and you feel this almost like eerie silence, to receive, finding that state to receive the new from there, to not force the new from the logical mind and the lists and the to-dos and the I didn't do, but from the stillness. And when we are in stillness, magic happens and insight arrives and creativity emerges. So we're going to work today with that idea of receiving. And first, we want to talk briefly, very briefly, about what peace in the body is, and two ways to think about it that may be useful for you. One of them is to look at peace as the absence of conflict. Feldenkrais talked about this in a very funny way. He called it cross motivation. He said a lot of times we are in conflict within. We want the thing and its opposite at the same time. We want something, we do the opposite. We want to exercise, but we maybe stay home. We want to get something done, but we procrastinate. We want yes and no at the same time. And that conflict lives inside the body. He called it smoking and kissing at the same time. And he said, it's not possible. There's something internal that goes against that, and yet it's very human. And so for me, the solution to that conflict within, which is the absence of peace, is to simply observe it, to become a really loving witness, to look at our contradictions, to look at our cross motivations and say, look at that. Look at what I want and what I'm doing at the same time, which is not conducive to what I want. And if possible, bring in some humor, because humor disarms our resistance. Instead of guilt, shaming ourselves, humor, like, oh, look at what I'm doing, that creates a little bit of like a softness. And inside that softness, we can allow for a small change, tiny, non-threatening to the built up excuse for the things we're doing that go against what we want. And so that little change begins to create more balance, begins to alter the situation, and brings in something new. And with that, we can add a little more change and a little more change. And it's important that this change is brought up with a lot of love and compassion instead of punishment if you don't do it, right? So just almost like you would tease a child. The other way to work with this, which we will work with a lot today, more practical, is to find the state of being that loves order, that loves harmony. Because the nature of the universe is that it's entropic, which means that if things let be, there will be chaos, there will be disorder. Like think of a room that you don't work on it, it will get messy, right? It takes energy. Order takes energy. There's all sorts of examples of chaos being the nature of life, right? Things want to dissolve. The ice cube dissolves in water, yeah? And so how do we bring more harmony, which is what we yearn for in the midst of all this entropy and all this disorder? We bring that by slowing down and noticing, by pushing less and moving more from power, less effort, and more maybe observing that we appreciate harmony, that we appreciate peace, calm, balance, center. And one beautiful way to do that is to be more playful, to move more like a child, to have more like a child-like attitude, which brings up more enjoyment in the movement in the body itself. And so you notice that your desk is really messy, and that's not peaceful for you. And you can't get anything done in a messy room, in a messy kitchen, in a messy desk. And again, you would go about it with love, with humor, with harmony, with peace, a little love and compassion for yourself, and say, oh, look at how messy this got. And then play a song and move around, get it fixed, get it done. And then when it's done, observe how it feels, harmony, how your body appreciates it. Today, we're going to play with these concepts so you can find practical applications in life. We're going to work on the floor. And I want you to know that even if you do a little bit, it will be enough, because your nervous system will self-regulate, will down-regulate. And we're going to make the connection to peace all in the body and peace all around you. Okay? Because by the way, your field organizes the field around it. So when you are harmonious, when you're peaceful, that peace can be felt all around you. So you bring it wherever you go. All right. Any questions? Yeah. Do you understand this? Do you see how it could be connected to something that we could apply to any aspect in life? And by the way, if you have a way to integrate it that you're not sure about, but you want to bring it on and we can talk about it, I will be happy to do that, to see how can this bodily experience that we're going to have today through Feldenkrais can apply to daily life in another area. See if the principles apply. That's the foolproof check, right? If the principles apply, then we know that we're on the right track. All right, so we're going to work on the back. For that, you need a mat or a blanket, something that you can lie on that will be warm. And we're going to be moving a bit, but not you won't sweat or anything. So make sure you're warm and your body is warm. Sweater, socks, that kind of thing. And begin by lying down. And before we even move, observe your initial state. Maybe you already begin in a very peaceful state. And so we're going to deepen that peace, and we're going to allow for more and more insights to arrive. But maybe you come in, you're a little rushed, you feel a little restless. And so observe that as your initial state. If you can, spread out flat with your arms long and your legs long, and begin to trace the shape of your body as if you were a stick figure on a piece of paper. So look for the lines of your body, the spine, the legs, and gently go from one side to the next, comparing the two sides. Does one side feel longer, lighter, heavier on the ground? And this is already a state of disorder, this organization or incoherence, when there's a lot of asymmetry in the body. And it's because the two sides are built differently. One is a little bigger. Anatomically, we don't use ourselves the same. We're dominant on one side. So all of this is human, it's normal, it has an explanation, and yet it can be harmonized. So look for your state with infinite compassion, witnessing, and track if there's anything in the way of your comfort, like a belt, jewelry, glasses. Remove everything so you get yourself real comfortable. And with the breath, allow the breath to become your measuring device for peace today. We're going to use two different ways to measure. One will be the breath. And you want to see how big and full is your breath naturally without forcing it. And you want to see if you can imagine this breath moving through your body freely without getting stuck anywhere. You know, sometimes when you have a pain anywhere, and even breathing there hurts. Yeah, the breath cannot move past the pain. So observe your breath, move your head gently side to side, introduce a little movement of your eyes, perhaps even your neck and head, and see if it's possible to move in a smooth way, swiftly, without jumps or without feeling that your neck is tight. So move just in that range, even if it's a little bit inchwise, little inch to the left and inch to the right, where it feels completely smooth. And observe that you can breathe and move your head at the same time. You don't have to hold your breath to move. That's right. Now pause with your head quiet and observe if your head likes it in the middle or likes it a little to the right or a little to the left. Notice a tendency that you may have. And now bend your legs, put your feet flat on the floor, about shoulder width apart, not too close together. And bring your arms up above your head, palms together. And relax your shoulders down to the ground. And if you're not sure if they are or not, just lift your palms up as if they were pulled by a little string, and then drop them. And see that there's a distance between your shoulder blades and the floor. So your arms remain up towards the ceiling, and you're lifting them and putting them down to make sure that you find that neutral place, that restful state for your shoulders. And that's where we begin, where the shoulders are flat, your palms are together, your elbows are lightly bent, arms mostly long. And now put your arms on the ground and relax. And you're going to do this many times through the session, lifting the arms against gravity. So allow yourself to put them down a lot. Don't get tired. Remember, it's about peace. It's not forcing or pushing. So you monitor yourself in your rest, okay? Because I cannot see all of you. Not all of you are in camera. Not all of you are on my screen. So now bring the arms up again. Same way, where your palms are together, your shoulder blades are down. And now open your eyes and look at your hands and look at your thumbs. And make sure that you can always see your thumbs as we move. Always, no matter how little the movement has to be. This is the number one rule today. You're going to always connect your eyes to the hands. Now begin a very small movement of moving your hands a little bit downward in the direction of your feet. Just palms together, as if you could trace a line on the ceiling with your fingertips, and your eyes are on the thumbs, and you're moving your hands slightly towards your legs and back. And notice what happens in the rest of yourself, your breath, your ribs. You do a little movement down, and then you bring the arms back up, take a little mini rest, reset, and then down again. And then come back. And notice if there's any sense within that wants to do a lot or is wondering, what is this going? The restlessness of the mind comes in, and come back to your sensations, sensing the movement of the shoulders on the floor, your head and eyes lightly moving down, so the chin perhaps getting closer to the chest. And how do you know where is the center point again? And where is that center point for you? It's over the head, it's over the chin. Where is the place where there's so much balance that your arms feel a lot lighter, even though they're held against gravity. They're lighter than when they're moving down. And come back, rest your arms on the floor. Observe if you prefer to have the arms palm up or palm down. Don't just go for the automatic. Explore your comfort. Look for the easiest position for your legs to rest, long or bent. And come back to your breathing. We're going to introduce a second way to look for peace in the nervous system. And for this, I'll invite you to imagine you have a little pearl or marble that is just sitting in the middle of your chest, your heart center, and feel it, feel its weight, it's light, it's very smooth. And for now, just allow your breath to be part of that visual. So you breathe in and breathe out. Maybe picturing this imaginary marble moving up a little, moving down. And see if you can keep it there. Keep it resting on your heart. Breathing and sensing yourself. And now very, very gently, almost like a slow motion movement. Imagine you can nudge or touch lightly this little ball, and the ball, the marble, the pearl rolls from the center of your chest all the way to your right palm, over the right arm, and then back. You send it to the palm, you let it rest in your palm for a second. You're imagining this, of course, and then you bring it back to the heart, and then send it to the left palm. Imagine it rolling lightly over your body. Let it rest on your left palm, bring it back to the heart. And observe if by any chance your eyes are tracking the movement of the pearl. And observe if your breath can be free. Your teeth, your jaw can relax. And let the marble, the ball rest on your heart again. Let it be quiet. And now as you lift your arms up again, see if by any chance they're just a tad lighter, just a little bit lighter. Something about this caressing them with the imaginary pearl is bringing more coherence. Bring the palms up together again in front of your face, but the arms are long. And resume the movement now, but instead of going down towards your feet, move the hands a little bit above head. So the arms are long and they're moving in the direction of the top of your head and beyond. As you look at your thumbs and keep your eyes open, perhaps letting your mouth open a little bit too as you move your arms. And observe. I know this is a lot for some of you. This is your first time, but observe that you can also track the little movement of the marble at the same time. So as your hands move up and you're looking at these arms moving and then coming back to center and pausing, it's not a repeat movement. It's more of a one, stop, another, come back, stop. This little pearl is also rolling, perhaps rolling and landing on your throat center. a little bit, right? And then coming back to the peace of the flat chest and the arms on the center. And of course, if this is too much to track, just do the arm movement. That in itself is enough, but allow your attention to follow the sensations in your chest, your ribs, your throat. Everything is moving. You don't have to go far. Even if you go a couple inches above your center, the heart center, and go a little bit higher, you will feel a little extension. Release your teeth from their locked position. Your knees are bent for comfort of the lower back. Lovely. And then rest again. Lengthen your legs, your arms, palms up, if you can, comfortably, and observe the sensations that are coming up for you. Whatever's new, whatever feels good. Breathing. And become familiar again with the marble on your chest, the little pearl. And now visualize it rolling freely from the left palm to the right palm, to the left again, crossing all of the joints from the wrist to the elbow, around the shoulder girdle, running over your collarbone perhaps, landing on your chest, and then to the other side. Almost as if it had a little wind behind it and is sending it and then pulling it back. And maybe let your eyes follow it. Follow the motion of the marble. The slower, the calmer you'll get, the slower you move it. And if you catch yourself resisting anywhere, clenching your teeth or your toes or holding your breath, become the witness. This is the cross motivation in action right now. We want to rest, we want to calm down. There's at the same time a part of us working really hard in something not useful at all for this moment. So watch that with compassion and say, oh, look at what I'm doing. And see if you can introduce a small change. Release that effort and keep going with your sensation of the marble rolling over you, painting a line across your chest into your arms, softening the tissue, peacefully rolling. And let go completely. Observe if there's anything going on in the space of your mind. Sometimes we call it mental screen. There might be thoughts there or maybe nothingness. Become familiar with this screen, because as we move through the lesson and you get calmer and more peaceful, that's where you will receive some insights, visuals, words, sometimes thoughts, or you will hear something. So as your body settles and gets more and more peaceful, more calm, become curious about what's in that space, which is not necessarily the logical mind. It's more about third eye, the antenna, where you receive insights and creativity. And now bend your legs again. Place your hands together. And gently, really gently, as if you were caressing a little baby, a young kitten, somebody young, something gentle, that you don't want to scare. So you move gently and slowly and begin to connect the two places that you visited, the place between you in the direction of between your legs downward, with your arms and your hands looking at the thumbs, and then the direction above your head. So this is one line, which is the line of your spine. And you're tracing this lightly, breathing, relaxing your teeth, your jaw, your breath, and observing your sensations. What feels better, going up, going down? Do you get jammed any place, locked or resistance? Is anywhere in your body giving you a no as you go for this yes of the body with the movement? Where do you feel the no? We're not going there. Can you imagine the little marble rolling down and landing at your belly button or pubic bone, and then rolling up again towards your chest? Can you facilitate the movement of the marble by relaxing your ribs, your pelvis, your neck? Does it feel good to move? Do you like it? When do you need to pause and rest fully? Can you allow yourself that grace, that you notice, oh, I'm getting a little tired, the arms are heavy, let me put them down. And where do you go when you rest? Where does your attention go? Now, keeping your eyes closed and your arms wherever you want, to the sides of the body, off the body. Allow the marble now, the little ball, to roll in the same line that you just traced with your hand. So imagine the marble resting on your sternum and then moving down towards the pubic bone and then moving up. And see if it's easier for you to visualize this direction, which we done through movement, easier than the other direction where we only visualize, we didn't move left to right yet. And see if it's easier and if you can catch more detail. Visualize it with more detail, like the whole line without being broken, or the smoothness of the line of your spine. And see what happens to the marble when it moves up above your head. Does it go onto the floor, or does it go around the back of your head and into the back of your neck? And how do you bring it back onto your chest? And can you do this in complete relaxation with your mouth soft and your throat relaxed, your breath free? And pause now with the marble, just rest. Bring up this screen of your mind like a big board, white or black, and observe it. Curiously look for anything at all that pops in there, maybe lights, colors, images, complete blackness. Many times when we meditate, we look for a state of no thought. So observe what's it there for you. Compare this moment with the beginning, when we started, when you first lie down, observing any difference in your state internally, emotions, thoughts, sensations. And then let that go and bring your legs up again. Put your feet flat, shoulder width apart. And this time when you move your arms up and down, above the head and below the sternum in the direction of your feet, see if you can use your legs a little bit. Engage your legs in whichever way feels playful and yummy and good. So no right and wrong, just for you right now, what feels good. So you activate your legs, your lower back. And notice if suddenly you go for a big and fast movement, because the legs, they do that for us, right? They give us this power. But you don't have to. You don't have to suddenly begin to move really fast or push through the movement, but you engage the legs. So your brain gets this idea that we're all one, all connected, and the legs are part of the arms. And see if the movement becomes easier, less forceful, a little more powerful, effortless. And see if you prefer, each of you, to go with or go away, meaning the lower back can go with the arms up. If you push, if you make it flat, or it could arch. It could go, the lower back could go away from the floor as your arms go up towards the top of your head, and you create a bigger arch for your spine. And so play with both, going with the movement, going away. So your knees are moving slightly toward the top of your head when the palms go towards the head, or they move away. And if this is too much and this is your first time doing Feldenkrais, just simply feel the contact of your feet as you move your arms. That would be enough. Just engage the feet, engage the legs. Look for a playful connection between lower body and upper body. Playful. Sometimes it's like, wow, look at what I can do. Look at this. I didn't know I could do that. Wow. Just that. That would be plenty to trigger a spark in your brain. And when you find something that feels good, make a little change in speed. So maybe make it a little faster, make it a little smaller. Yeah. Disrupt something that can become automatic, and then go for what feels good again. Little change, non-threatening, takes care of any cross motivation, even unconscious. It's like walking backwards or jumping, it changes your physiological state. So you move maybe a little faster, a little smaller, bouncy, and then come back to exploring the legs and the arms together, releasing anything that was resisting before. Pelvic floor, jaw. and rest. Rest a lot. As you breathe and rest with your legs long and your arms long, bring back the little marble pearl onto your chest and see if it's easy for you to move it up towards the top of your head in your imagination and then down. And when it gets to the pelvis, it doesn't stop there, but it can go down to one leg and then back to the pelvis and then down the other leg. Because now your legs are more included in your self-image. And so allow the marble to explore now your legs, the joints of your legs. See if you can maybe rest them on your ankles and then bring them back up. And you can zoom the movement up very quickly, or you can slowly, smoothly move the marble up and down. You can play with that speed and how big the marble is, the pearl. And of course, rest from that as well whenever you want to. Observing if you're calmer, more peaceful. Beginning to identify, how does that feel for you? How does peace feel for you in your body? Where do you notice a little more harmony, more coherence, more symmetry, more balance between the left and the right? Now, the next movement we're going to do could be a little challenging for some, depending on your flexibility. So don't push yourself. Again, remember that less is more in this kind of work. You could even imagine something and it's effective, like you've seen with the marble. And you can do enough that feels good to you. Don't push through that limit where you feel like, oh, this is starting to hurt or feels uncomfortable. You can stop right there and you will get more benefit. So now bring up your legs again. And this time, instead of bringing your hands together, bring your hands to your feet and grab your feet. Grab whatever is easy. Bring your feet up in the air and grab your feet. And maybe you hold on to something, your calves, your ankles, the edges of your feet or your big toes. Just whatever feels easy. If nothing feels easy over there so far, maybe your knees. And begin to move now your legs towards you and away from you. Just a little bit. Same movement. And the movement has, in a sense, the same, we're moving in the same way. So you move once, you come to the center, you rest, then you move again, you rest. Notice what makes it easier. If thinking of the marble on your chest softens your chest so you can participate. Great. And now place your feet on the ground and lift only the one leg that feels a little lighter, a little easier for you, just one leg. You can bend the other leg, keep the other foot on the ground, and then lift one leg and grab this one foot. grab the foot. Use both hands to grab the foot. Begin to move this foot a little bit left and a little bit right. Imagine that you're using your leg to find some play inside the hip joint, closer to your chest, further away. In circles. Look for playful. No rules, except maybe doing too much. Avoid doing too much. Rest. Left and right, up and down. See if it's easier for you to grab the knee, the calf, the ankle, the foot, the pants. Really try different options. And observe if there's anything saying no at the same time. What part of your body is not into this? And honor that. This movement is challenging for some people. So witness that, and with a little humor, you can say, wow, look at that. My hip doesn't like that. Or my sternum doesn't want to go there. My ribs are not into this. And so you could rest and you can visualize it. You can imagine it. You can think about it. You can do it without holding the leg, simply moving the leg by itself. Make a little change, something non-threatening, and see if that immediately brings a little more peace to yourself, to your nervous system. The fact that you don't have to. That's right. Honoring yourself. Breathing again, resting. Observe if as you move your little marble up and down the legs, including the legs now in this way with more movement, gives you more detail as to where the marble can go. It can rest maybe in your hip joint, can weave through the leg, the knee. And so the marble becomes some sort of a symbol for your self-image. And you're uncovering more and more of it, finding more and more detail. And now when you're ready, let that go, bring both legs up again, and playfully, without a pushing for an outcome, bring the legs to you, grab them wherever you can, knees, calves, ankles, feet, and just go a little bit side to side, away from the head and toward the head, little circles, looking for pleasure in movement, something enjoyable that is releasing any tension off of your lower back as you move. Your legs are free, you are free, and move at a rate, at a rhythm where you could still track what is this little marble doing now? It's moving all inside your body. You are controlling the movement with your legs now. And finding more space to move inside your pelvis, inside your ribs, perhaps. Freeing all the little knots in there. And looking again for playful, childlike, no expectations, no outcome needed, simply because you can. And see if this sense of ability feels good to you. And here and there, you might surprise yourself. If you stay along this train of thought of looking for what's possible, you might surprise yourself like, wow, look at what this side can do. Look at what these two legs together can do. How high can they go? How low can they go? Can I go to the sides with this? Can I sit up with this? I mean, you can go and go and go in that direction. There's a lot of momentum built in when you work with your legs in this way. And see with a lot of love and compassion if you get stuck in one way only and you only do this and you found this one direction, so you only do that and you stay cozy there, and exploring doesn't come easy to you. And so observe that with a loving, witnessing heart and say, look at what I do. I get cozy in my one way and then not interested in looking for what else. And that's okay. As long as you're noticing with compassion, you can change that if you want to. You don't have to. But that's part of making peace with yourself. And rest again, long legs, long arms. And observe, where does the marble go now on its own if you just follow it? Where does it want to go? It's free to go in any direction, to do anything it wants. The marble now becomes your attention, your curiosity. And rest with that, sense any space within, inside your mind, in your breath. Spaciousness and calm and peace are together. They like to come together. And look for a sense of being content and satiated, happy with what is, if that's possible for you to find. Breathe into that space of, this is good. This is enough. There could be more, but this is plenty and feels good. That's another form of peace. Breathing into that state where you are in right now, mind, body, heart. Bend your knees one more time. Bring your palms together. Imagine now that the arms are so much lighter. See if you can feel that. So much lighter. Easier for you to find the rest of the shoulder blades at rest on the floor. And now begin to imitate with your arms what you just did with your legs. So a little movement side to side, gentle, with your palms together, left and right, not so far that you go to the floor, but simply around the middle, and follow the movement with your eyes. Your elbows are more or less long, not too far bent, side to side, and you feel maybe you can push a little with one foot and push a little with the other foot, just to make it more playful, more connected. easier. And then maybe if you feel this is enjoyable, don't go to the floor, but when you go to the side, go a little to the side and up, and then a little to the other side and up. So you're connecting slowly, slowly. Yeah, connecting the potential directions where your arms can go. They can go side and a little up, or side and a little down. And there's diagonal directions there to find. Your legs help you with this discovery, the pushing off your legs. Yeah. And some people are twisting, which is interesting. Some of you are going opposite. The legs are opposite the triangle. Some the triangle with the arms. Some people are going the same direction. It's totally fine. Go where it feels good to you. Follow your sensations of ease and joy through movement. Peace comes along that. Harmony, coherence. And then just once or twice, look for a circular movement of the arms, like a little spin. Take your arms for a little spin and picture that in that circular motion. If you slow it down, you can picture the marble making little circles around your heart center, like a spiral, round and around. And if you really slow this movement down, it's very, very, very calming, very peaceful. The movement of the circle brings a lot of order, coherence, and harmony. So notice that. Yeah. And then slow it down enough until it wants to rest. And you're peacefully resting with your arms long and your legs long. And one last time, checking in with your breath, with yourself, mind, body, heart, your sense of calm or balance in the body, centered. And allow anything that wants to come up for you in that screen we were working with in your mind. Anything that you may want to receive right now, you can ask your intelligence to show you what is highest and best for you to witness in this moment, to see, to observe, to receive. And knowing that you can come back here anytime you want to, you can do this again, you can replay it or remember it and work with these movements and thoughts and feelings again. For now, we're going to say thank you to each other. You say thank you to yourself, to one another for being part of this practice, for practicing life, which is so rich and supportive of each other. And for those of you watching the replay, know that you are in your hearts right now. And intend to bring this into the world. Whatever you found today, whatever made sense, whatever felt good or was a good insight for you, to bring it into the life that you live every day. So it's not separate. And then gently, without rushing, begin to find your way up to standing by bending your knees and maybe coming down to sit. Integrating this into gravity, this state of being you are right now. Noticing what's present, going for a walk if you want to around your space, coming back to the computer when you're ready to share. Yeah, look for what's new. What did you get? What did you learn? Meanwhile, you're coming back. I want to welcome Shan, our newest member. Welcome, Shan. We love you. We're so happy you're here. Hope you enjoy this session today. And who would like to say anything? How was that for you, my loves? I see your beautiful faces, and that's already a lot, but hey, I love to hear you too. Come on, no one? Look at all of us here. No one wants to share? Ashley, she can't. She wants to, but she can't. Oh, sweetie. Oh my God. Gracias. Hello. Yes, go for it.
I find the marble thing very helpful. And I was playing about with the idea. I think, I'm not sure if it comes from Qigong, but the microcosmic orbit, where I run the marble up the back of my spine, over the front of my head, and then you run it all the way down, and it follows this loop. And I was playing with that idea because I find that for me, the marble jumps little places. So there's little areas where I can't see it. So, but I often realise that those are areas that I've had injuries around, or they're areas that I'm not as well connected to yet. But yeah, it's really it's yeah. I felt yeah. And then I started getting playful, and I had two marbles, and you just got to. So, but yes, so I found that that was really helpful and a great a great reminder. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. That's great. You're giving me ideas for the future. Two marbles. That's really nice. Yeah, in the microcosmic orbit, that's perfect. That's moving the energy, right? So I love that. Yes, that's wonderful. We might add that too in the future. One quick suggestion, if you want to work with the areas where there were injuries or you don't feel so connected, remember the paintbrush, the imaginary paintbrush. So you can paint with your self-image, right? Paint and then see if you can run the marble there and paint again. So the combination of painting, little movement, and the marble, because the marble shows you what's possible. If an area of your body you don't sense it, the marble can't go there because it's not there. It doesn't exist. But when you're painting it, you're creating it. You're giving your brain a breadcrumb trail, right? Saying, look, here, 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 here. And then the next would be the hands, right? Or the movement, and you're really tracing it. So they work together. Awesome. Yes, thank you. Anyone else?
I forgot about the paintbrush. Thank you for that suggestion because I couldn't feel parts of my left leg. And if I did the paintbrush, that would have connected it.
Yeah. Too much to add for today because I was already meshing 2 or 3 different lessons today for you as a New Year's gift. Did you find peace? Did you find a more peaceful state?
Very nice.
Did you see that we didn't have to sit still for an hour to find peace? We found it through movement.
I'm so relaxed.
Yeah, wonderful. Welcome back, Joe. If you fell asleep, that's okay. It's perfectly normal. Don't feel bad. It happens to all of us. It's okay. It's very resting for your nervous system. That's good.
Actually, I did not.
Okay, good, great. That's fine. I was just saying just in case because it could feel weird. Anyone else wants to share?
The marble was amazing for bringing attention, and for me, it didn't, the jumps were over my neck, which makes sense for me. And the piece was like so deep and embodied and full. I'm just so grateful for you and for everybody here.
Thank you. Yes, I love that embodied peace. Thank you, love, so much. Ashley, I could just hold you right now in my heart. I see the peace in you. She doesn't have to say a word. Do you see her? It's there. It's totally there. All of us today. Well, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here. Well, happy holidays, and let's jump into the new year with peace. Okay, so we can send it to more and more people. Thank you. Much love, you guys. Mwah. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.